I mean, they've introduced the mothership core. They've been using that a little bit today, but so far no Stargate tech. So yeah, we might see it, we might not, but we are jumping into the next game. It is again on Achelon Waste. Achelon
Achelon is what we decided.
Okay, Achelon it is, and this is a 2-player spawn map. It is a very large and gap-filled, kind of map. And we are going to see them spawn in, of course, cross positions, as that is the only positions they can spawn. Adele dominating that last game, though.
Couldn't agree more. That was really, really good by Adele. He got the harassment down. He was able to deal with what Morrow used to destroy Destiny in the first games we had, which is use those Widow Mines for defense, use them for offense. However, it just wasn't enough. It just... yeah, Adelscott was just able to push in and force the aggression onto Morrow, and the Widow Mines weren't good enough, and the siege tanks weren't good enough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, siege tanks in large numbers are so much more powerful. Basically, the larger number of siege tanks you can get, the better they become. Like, they become infinitely more effective the bigger the number gets, and that is kind of true for a lot of the units in StarCraft 2 and in Heart of the Swarm, of course, but you know, for siege tanks, it is massive. The same with fours. The same with Terran mech in general. The bigger it gets, the better it gets. As opposed to maybe, you know, a flock of mutas can be taken down by splash damage. For example, if you have 50 mutas, but they have so much splash, then the mutas aren't as effective. But the bigger the mech count gets, the more effective it gets. And we're seeing that, you know, true in all matchups now. I mean, that is the first time I've ever seen mech in a PvT, and I can see how it'll work. I can definitely see how it'll work, but in that game, it just wasn't happening.
I agree. I agree. You can see how it'll work, but I would like to see players more going from the early game normal bio defense you see against early game Protoss aggression into mech. Yes, yeah. Like we've seen Marine King do in the past.
Yeah, I mean, the kind of early game bio push is just to keep your opponent on the toes, and then the complete tech switch into the mech. But what you do is you just slowly drip it in. You add the tanks as you add Marines, and then you kind of trade the Marine supply for the tank supply, and gradually you've got this monster mech.
Add in a couple Hellions when you have that Battle Hellion upgrade.
Exactly, you've got that monster kind of mech army, and I think that transition is the way to go in mech in these TVP situations. I mean, it's so hard saying mech in TVP. I keep going to say TVZ.
It just sounds more right, doesn't it?
It's right with me, but you know, because this is a new game, this is new situations, etc., etc. I mean, Adele is actually scouting this top right base, even though it isn't a spawn. I think
it's just safety. It's safety for the proxies, even though he missed out where I would think the obvious proxy would be, which is just below the natural expansion in what would I think be the 5th base.
Yeah,
and there's a forward pylon. I guess he was just trying to avoid being scouted himself.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, clearly Adelscott knows this map very, very well. We're seeing another gateway coming down. So
is this going to be a 4-gate? 4-gate mothership core?
It almost seems like it might be, but we're missing some gates.
Yeah, where is the we're missing gates, we're missing expansions, we're just missing stuff.
This has to be some sort of crazy aggressive play. We might see the mothership core being completely abused very soon, because you know the NG Bay is going down. This is going to let Morrow know that the expansion is not coming, and he might just get a few extra bunkers down. But right now, all he has is 4 Marines and a bunker. The expansion going down, but look at the size of this ramp. That is so going to be hard to defend.
Oh my god, Proxy Robo! I think we may be seeing either Proxy Immortal or
Prism?
Warp Prism. Warp Prism
it's going to be the 4-gate. It's going to be a 4-gate Warp Prism, like we see in Wings of Liberty, with a mothership core, because why not?
Absolutely. We're still missing 2 gates, but they will be up shortly. Wait, hang on, how many gates does he have?
Morrow's got to know something weird's going on. He's just scouted the main, he knows that there's no expansion. What was that just died?
That was a Stalker. That was a Stalker that just tried to get in.
Oh my god, look at the mothership core.
It's doing damage to the workers, but the workers are repairing quicker than the mothership core can kill. One worker does go down, though. So we're going to see the Marines being probably pulled back.
Morrow's going to scout the Robo. Morrow's going to scout the Robo.
The Warp Prism's already on the way, though. And Adelscott, he's probably just going to commit to this right now. We're seeing Widow Mines on the way. We're seeing Marines being pumped out right now. Production is all but being really disrupted right now by Adelscott. Basically being really annoying with this Mothership core right now. The Warp Prism is almost on the way. It's been chrono boosted out. It's going to head straight in. 2 more gateways are about to finish up. The 4th gate is about to finish. Mothership core doing so much damage. The Stalker and the 2 Stalkers and a Zealot are already a third Stalker is arriving, and he's moving in. The Marines and the SCVs and the Widow Mines are moving in as well. Here come the units. Oh my god, this is going to be crazy. The Widow Mines have dropped down, but the Mothership core has microed away. But here we go. He needs to move in. The Widow Mines have burrowed though, so what is going to happen here?
Oh wow, Adele having a sick sense about those Widow Mines. Just moving around. He's going to pick off some SCVs. Some great damage here by Adele.
Oh, and he's using the Mothership core to try and focus down the Widow Mines, but they do get out of range. Oh! The core gets one-shotted by those Widow Mines. Widow Mines attempting to borrow and get some attacks off on these units. Does get a Stalker, do some damage to the Warp Prism. However, Adelscott is just causing havoc in this main base right now. He's disrupted mining, he's disrupted pretty much everything else. And we're seeing the bunkers being destroyed right now, but oh, Warp Prism may go down here. Oh. It does get out alive, and the Zealot is going to be able to kill off that bunker. Stalkers are in the back of the mineral line. There is no mining now for Morrow. Adele being so aggressive, and he's moving into the main base. We're seeing more units being warped in. Stalkers killing off so many workers right now. Widow Mines attempting to get in to do the damage needed. And here we go. They have trapped those units in with those SCVs. And those units taking so much damage down. The Marines will now be enough to kill off the rest of these Stalkers. But there are more Stalkers on the natural ramp. This is going to be so difficult right now. And here we go. He's moving in again. He's killing off the reactor on this factory, which is producing these Widow Mines. This is so good by Adelscott right now. He has this map under control.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is looking really, really bad for Morrow. 42 supply to the 22. But if anything can save him, it's definitely these Widow Mines. He just needs to make sure they don't get killed, because the amount of damage they do is absolutely devastating, especially the way Stalkers bunch up.
I'm really surprised, because Adelscott has this proxy robo bait, and he hasn't built an observer to deal with these yet.
No, definitely not. Oh, and the Warp Prism goes down. Yeah, those Widow Mines do so much damage. Again, these Stalkers just being so lucky right now, walking past everything. Well, that was a bit of the old and new, wasn't it?